My name is Wendy Russell, and I'm going to be your instructor for the Introduction to Art Framing class. There are two types of frames that we're going to be discussing during our class. First, your standard frame, a little bit thinner with a little bit wider as far as the overall look of the frame. And then we also have more of a shadow box style frame that's a little bit deeper than the overall frame is right here. I'm hoping that you are going to choose a piece of artwork to actually put in your frame, and that can help you a lot on what frame style that you're going to choose. So take a moment and look around your house and say, hey, that's a piece of art, or here's a photo that I've always wanted to frame but I haven't yet. Some of the items to consider when you're picking out which frame style that you want to build is kind of the artwork and that's going to go in it, and also where you might be placing it. Let's say you're going to be placing this artwork in a hallway. If you're going to be placing it in a hallway, then you'll probably want to go with something with a narrower depth than if you were going to place it in a larger area. This way, if you walk by it, you don't brush it off with your shoulder, hit it, create damage to your frame. The other thing to consider is, do you want to mount your artwork or do you not want to mount your artwork? And what I mean by that is this particular style, the artwork is all the way up to the edge of the frame, and this is not mounted. In this particular case, we have a mat and then our artwork in the center. For this class, we want to pick a standard size frame. The reason for picking a standard size frame, besides it's going to be a little easier for us to manage, is that at the end of the class, you'll be able to go to Michael's or the Goodwill, and you're going to be able to pick out a cheap frame that you can kind of scrap for parts. And what I mean by that is we're not going to be dealing with the glass or a plexi in the front of your artwork. That's going to be something that you're going to end up doing at home. If we pick a standard frame size, you'll be able to actually go out and purchase the part that you need. If you do something like this, that is not a standard frame size, then you definitely will be going to some place that's going to either cut the plexi and the glass, and that tends to be more of an expense to you. Another consideration is wood species. What kind of wood are you going to build this out of? Now, if you have purchased the materials fee package with this class, the wood species you're going to be using is cherry. If you've decided, hey, I've got some wood at home, or I want to pick something out a little bit more fancy, then you can go ahead and do that. And if that was your choice, you have a couple of things to consider. One of those things is, do you want the wood to be prominent in the frame, basically a natural wood look, or do you want to stain or paint your frame? If you just have decided, hey, I like a natural wood, I'm gonna go for that, then go out, pick a nice looking species. I would stick with something that's possibly a little bit more straight grained. Anything that has a lot of curl or a lot of figure in it could be harder to mill. If you're picking out your wood, you'll see here actually on both of these frames that our end width dimension is really 3/4 of an inch. So you're going to want to purchase or start with some wood that is between 3/4 and 1 inch. If you pick something thinner than that, then you're not going to have enough room for the artwork and the materials and the glass that goes in front of it. If you pick out something too thick, we're going to be spending a lot of time milling that actual wood. If you decide, hey, I want something that's a painted or stained frame, then what you want to take a look at is, do you want the wood grain to be a part of the finished look? Or do you want it to be a nice, smooth surface after you've stained or painted it? If you're going for something that has a more wood-grained look to it, I might suggest going with oak. Oak really works well when you want to have a predominant or dominant wood grain look. If you want it to be nice and smooth, I'm going to recommend something like poplar, which sands very smoothly and will give you a nice, smooth look in the end. I'm looking forward to meeting everyone. We're going to have a great class. We're going to learn a lot of stuff, and we're going to enjoy woodworking together. Thank you.